This is not a drill. We have a police officer defending, yes, you heard me right, defending free speech in England.
But he's not preaching, he's inciting hatred by saying cool. He did, he was calling that prophet, don't you?
No, that's not what he said. He quoted,
you weren't here, now he's quoting that to you.
Multiple other people have told me what he said.
So just for a bit of extra context, these people were not very happy with someone speaking about their religion because they said the area was a Muslim area in Britain, which isn't a Muslim country. So if they don't want people to discuss their religion, or they want to be surrounded by people who are pro their religion, they're welcome to move to a Muslim country. However, they just want people to be silenced. This wonderful, and it's very rare I say this, wonderful police officer says it's part of their free speech. You're allowed to say what you want. They're allowed to say what they want. And this has come at such an important time when people are being told you can't criticise other people's religion. You absolutely can. There's no reason why you shouldn't have a different opinions as someone else, or speak up if you dislike their religion. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying these people can't practice their religion in England. That's the wonderful thing about England. We allow people to follow whatever religion suits them. But it doesn't mean you can silence people who disagree with you.
By the end of the day, look, you guys can clear off and then he could kick off trouble with others.
And if he does, there's cameras here, so the cameras are monitoring what's going on.
But sometimes it might be too late when he's recording.
So what they're saying is when someone is speaking a certain rhetoric, they should be stopped before they get violent and taken away. I don't see these men showing the same concern for the very radical Muslim men who were preaching in London.
Yeah, it's in a public space. It's in a public space. Doesn't matter. You're in a public space. Yes, you can. That's fine.
And that is perfect. This is how the police need to deal with people on all sides. If you're right-leaning, left-leaning, whatever your viewpoint is, if you're trying to stop someone from speaking in public, when they're not actually being harmful, they may be offending you, which is okay, they're allowed to offend you. You just say, this is the law, it's totally fine, they're allowed to do it, that's fine, move on.
So the cameras are constantly monitoring, because I think they've been here for a few days, so they are constantly monitoring it. This is a high patrol area anyway. Any calls we will always respond to, alright? They're fully aware of the risks of the fact that it's a very heavily Muslim community and there could be a lot of pushback, alright? It is being monitored. It's their own risk.
What are the risks?
The risks are that they could get assaulted, isn't it? If people are taking it in a certain way, that is the risk they're taking. However, it's all being monitored on CCTV, multiple patrols in the area.
You're not allowed to say anything about it.
You're not allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to say anything.
And this is the amazing thing. They weren't told that they couldn't say anything about it. In fact, they're standing in front of a police officer saying what they wanted to say. Unfortunately, because things aren't going their way, because they're being told, well, actually, what he's saying is okay, he's allowed to say it. You're also allowed to have a problem with it and say it as long as you use your words over violence. But they don't want to hear that. It's instantly, we're the victims because you're not doing what we want. And the moral of the story is, I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, I don't care what you believe in. Just because you're offended by something, it doesn't mean it has to stop. It's okay to offend people as long as you're using your words and what you're saying is, you know, reasonable. Or even if it's unreasonable, even if, you know, as long as you're not causing violence, you're allowed to say it and you have no say over other people's speech.